Storm Chasers, Storm here, bringing you another guide video, and now I'm going to start doing some guide videos on some classes that I enjoy playing with, starting with the Combat Rogue, which is going to be my main class for this expansion. And I'm going to break it down like this. I'm going to break it down by stat priority, talents, glyphs, gems, enchants, and then I'll show you the rotation later on. I'm going to go ahead and tell you my DPS isn't all that great because combat is a bit of a slow start. It's a slow starter when it comes to performance in raids and whatnot, because they're more of a cleave type. They don't have as much of a single target potential as subtlety does, but then again, combat is also above assassination at this time as far as simulcrafting is going. But anyway, first of all, make sure you have your instant poison and your crippling poison or whatever. Your crippling poison up as your 2 poisons. And first of all, we're going to go with stat priority. I'll put an annotation up here at the end of the video to show you, just in case if you didn't quite hear what I said. So basically, first off, your main stat is haste. Haste, haste, haste. Need for that energy regen, faster attacks, and whatnot. Especially if in a add situation. Definitely going to need that. But that's also where Adrenaline Rush and Blade Flurry can come in. Blade Flurry helps you cleave. Adrenaline Rush will give you additional energy regen by 100% for a few seconds. And then also Slice and Dice helps increase your attack speed. So you need all those. You need to constantly keep those up as much as you can. Always use Adrenaline Rush off cooldown and keep your Slice and Dice up 100% of the time. Next up is Multi-Strike. Then Versatility and Mastery should be about equal. And then lastly is Crit. That's your stat priority as a combat rogue. Yeah, that basically covers it for stats. It's just but yeah, haste is a must. Haste is a must as a combat rogue. It's been like that for quite a while. Anyway, we'll go on and go next to the talents. Actually, no, we'll not go to talents yet. We'll go to the gearing. Gearing, make sure you have as much haste as you can. You'll be rerunning with the way gear works now in heroics, which I'm pretty sure you're aware of by now. You're going to need to rerun heroics for quite a bit before you get that right piece of gear to optimize your stat priority. Don't just take anything and just be like, okay, I'm okay with this. Just I was really messed up for a while until I started running a lot more heroics, and then as I saw more gear with haste and whatnot on it, I started replacing what I had before, which was some heroic gear. But anyway, this is the only exception here because that's part of the Legendary Ring quest chain. And then this was a huge upgrade to what I had before, which was one of these. I mean, it was a huge upgrade, and plus it's Warforged, so it's a nice fist weapon. And plus, I had a socket. As for that brings me to sockets. If you have any prismatic sockets in any of your gear, you put a haste gem in it. Haste, haste, haste. Whatever your top stat is, that's what you put your gems into, is haste. And your enchantments are haste. Enchantments have been condensed quite a bit now, so you can only enchant your necklace, your cloak, your weapons, and your rings. And I think that covers all the enchants there. So basically, whatever your top stat is, you enchant those into your gear, and you gem that into your gear. So if it's haste, you get haste. If it's multi-strike, you get multi-strike. No in between like that. So next up, oh yeah, your best in slot enchant, Mark of the Shattered Hand. It's not it. Combat rogues, you want Mark of the War Song. That when it procs, you get 500 haste with your attacks. Hopefully, I can afford that at some point. And my trinkets are not all that great either, so yeah, that's probably where my DPS is lacking. Trinkets. But otherwise, when it comes to understanding the way stats work, I pretty much have that down. Next up, we'll go to talents. Talents on tier 1, Shadow Focus. I'm not even going to explain the other two. Shadow Focus is where you want to go as combat. It'll give you 75% less energy whenever you're stealth. And I'll explain why in just a little bit. Why this is a godsend as combat. Next up, you got Deadly Throw, useless. Nerve Strike, not really what you want to go for there. Combat Readiness is basically your go-to defensive cooldown whenever you're taking some melee damage. Stacks up to 5 times, and you get reduced damage in case you get a boss on you or get some ads on you at the time and you can't vanish right away, or evasion. Pop those two together. Okay, and 45 at level 45, cheat death. There's no question about it. Cheat death. That's a good defensive. That's a good defensive talent right there. So in case you're taking some heavy damage, and and it will pop every 90 seconds. Really good. Shadow Step, and down here, Cloak and Dagger, Shadow Step, Burst of Speed. It's stuck between these two depending on the situation. Burst of Speed's really good if you need to get out of a situation that's going to be a very large AoE or something like that, a very large burst of damage from a raid situation. So as long as you have the energy, you can constantly sprint, so you don't have to wait for sprint to come off cooldown every minute. And Shadow Step's really good to get to your location quicker, and I can tell you why that'll also synergize with Shadow Focus and one of your rogue abilities by the name of Ambush in just a moment. At level 75, you got Prey on the Weak, Internal Bleeding, and Dirty Tricks. I like Prey on the Weak, and Internal Bleeding is really good for DPS increase while you have some ads disabled or something. So if ads really need to die, one of these two abilities would be really good. I really like Kidney Shot because of the bleeding damage. It makes me miss Rupture. Rupture. That was a good extra attack to have whenever you were DPSing. A nice little dot to add aside from your poisons. Level 90. Basically, I went with Anticipation because you can get an extra 5 combo points basically. So after you have 5 in reserve and you pop your 5 combo points on, say, Eviscerate, you can use another 5 on Slice and Dice if you need to put that up. So that helps with maintenance on Slice and Dice and keep your Eviscerates going and whatnot. Lastly, Venom Rush, Shadow Reflection, and Death from Above. I really like Venom Rush here because it increases your maximum energy and also your energy regeneration by 5%, stacking up to 3 times, depending on if you have 3 enemies, or 1 to 3 enemies poisoned. So that really comes in handy regardless of multi-target or single target, because combat energy regen is key. Energy regen is no-brainer. Glyphs. Alright, Glyphs. I've got Glyph of Energy, which gives you even 20 more energy to use, so now I've got a total of 135 energy to use as a combat rogue, which is really good. Glyph of Recuperate adds some survivability, so instead from the standard that it gives you on healing, it gives you an extra 1% maximum health. So you got a total of 4% maximum health, basically, regen every 3 seconds. So, and then lastly, got Glyph of Disappearance. Now, Glyph of Disappearance is a very good talent for assassination in combat. But for combat, it'll help you do this a lot more often. So, basically, whenever you're going into stealth, you want to Shadow Step, and then you want to open it up with an ambush. But you now, with Glyph of Disappearance, though, it will actually help you ambush every minute. So, but the only downside to Vanish is that it will no longer put you into stealth once Vanish wears off, because Vanish is supposed to give you improved stealth. But anyway, as you can see, we'll go out of stealth, and say we're behind the target DPS and him again. We'll go, oh, nope, don't want to target him yet. Vanish, then pop your ambush again. Just like that. So every minute you do get that little heavy burst bit of damage from ambush, which also gives you 2 combo points. So combo point management is definitely a lot better this time around. With that being said, with the Glyph of Disappearance, I really love that. Now, also to let you know, this is coming from Icy Veins. It's not me. But just in case of those of y'all who don't really care to read all this stuff, you can watch this video for a quick explanation of what you want to expect as if you want to play a combat rogue this expansion. Okay, so we're going to go with rotation now. I'm just going to go long enough to show you what you need to do for your opener, how you need to manage your combo points, your energy, and again, my DPS is not going to be all that great because, you know, gear is a little hard to come by right now for combat. It's a slow starter. That's why if you just want to play a rogue, you may want to try sub or something, but combat is probably my favorite spec. So, alright, we are now stealthed. We're going to Shadow Step, and then we're going to ambush. 2 combo points, give me Healing Strike. Excuse me. Then every 5 combo points you have, you want to make sure you always blow Slice and Dice on 5 combo points. And make sure for Eviscerate, the same thing. Don't pop a Healing Strike again until it's about to wear off. And Killing Spree, always use that off cooldown. push. See, there you go. Do that every minute. So Revealing Strike's about to wear off, so you put Revealing Strike back on. Slice and Dice is about to wear off too, so get 5 combo points, pop a Slice and Dice, get 5 combo points again. So, do that, up Eviscerate. The reason why you need Slice Revealing Strike on your target all the time is because it'll also help you gain extra combo points. It gives you a chance to gain an extra combo point whenever you use Sinister Strike. And it also makes your opponent take more damage from your finishing moves. And also Deep Insight is really good, because when Deep Insight gets procced, it will allow your target to take more damage. Now there's a Draenor perk which makes him take an additional... I forgot how much more damage it takes. But this is basically how you want to manage your rotation as combat. And make sure you always follow the stats and go with the rotation. I know it's hard for me to focus on the rotation while I'm talking, but you get the idea. When you get you get a Draenor perk for combat where you, let's see, where your insight has more damage for you. Let's see, gives you more damage. Let me see, where is it? Empowered Bandit Skyle. Bandit Skyle gains an additional 20% damage while in Deep Insight, so you do 50% more damage as opposed to just 30 once Deep Insight's procced. But that'll basically cover it. Again, DPS is lacking a bit. Of course, what are you gonna do? If you're really interested in this video, please leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I would really appreciate that. And until next time, Storm Chasers, see ya.